You arrive before sunrise. The building has no company logo, no advertisements, no visible identity. Only gray concrete, double security fencing, and surveillance cameras surround the building. The surveillance cameras never seem to blink. To anyone passing by, the place appears to be an ordinary warehouse. The company survives by remaining invisible and attracting no attention. A security barrier blocks the road leading inside. An armed security guard approaches the vehicle. Before a word is spoken, cameras automatically scan the license plate, face, and surroundings. The recruit hands over temporary identification. The guard compares the recruit's face to a digital approval file. The guard asks one question, "Purpose of visit?" The recruit answers exactly as instructed. Nothing more, nothing less. The heavy security gate slowly slides open. Welcome to Level 1. This is the only area outsiders are allowed to see. The lobby appears surprisingly ordinary. Corporate videos play on television screens showing logistics and humanitarian work. Everything resembles a successful consulting business. The illusion exists to hide the real operations. Every visitor is constantly escorted. The recruit's phone receives a numbered security sticker. Personal electronics are restricted. Every visitor badge contains a tracking transmitter. Entering the wrong hallway immediately alerts security. Some secure doors have no handles. Other doors require two authorized people. Employees rarely use full names. Information is treated like currency. The recruit enters a conference room. Maps reveal shipping lanes and logistics instead of troop movements. Modern private military companies rely on logistics. Reality differs from action movies. Departments coordinate transportation, intelligence, cybersecurity, maintenance, procurement, and medical logistics. Without support departments, no mission survives. The recruit signs multiple confidentiality agreements. The visit ends and the escort leads him outside. Most visitors never see anything beyond these rooms. Weeks later, a new email arrives. Congratulations. You've earned access to the next level. The biggest surprise is not weapons. It's paperwork. The first week disappears beneath endless documentation. Identity verification, financial disclosure, travel history, emergency contacts, medical evaluations, psychological screening, cybersecurity training. Every signature creates another legal responsibility. Everything learned now belongs to the company. The employee receives his official badge. The invisible digital certificate changes everything. Previously locked doors now recognize the employee instantly. The building reveals itself one hallway at a time. Employee, only facilities become accessible. The company operates like a city indoors. Everyone moves with purpose. Employees come from diverse professional backgrounds. Modern PMCs depend on specialists, not only shooters. Every department supports another. Orientation instructors repeat one phrase: access is earned. Many areas remain inaccessible despite employee status. Certain floors do not exist on public maps. Compartmentalization limits what everyone knows. Stolen badges cannot unlock everything. Controlled access minimizes damage. Weeks become months of advanced training. Every lesson ends with the same warning. Small mistakes create enormous consequences. The supervisor presents a replacement identification card. Only one tiny printed symbol distinguishes the new badge. Inside the company, everyone notices that tiny symbol. The new authorization unlocks an entirely different world. Tomorrow begins the operational side of the company. The next morning feels different. The building itself hasn't changed. The upgraded badge grants new access. A heavy steel door unlocks. The employee enters the operational side. The atmosphere immediately changes. Large digital screens monitor global operations. Employees communicate efficiently. Missions begin here long before deployment. Instead of soldiers, the employee discovers specialists. Every operation depends on hundreds of small decisions. Multiple teams handle specialized responsibility. Some employees never leave the building. The employee joins the operations support division. Daily responsibilities involve inventories and maintenance. Everything is carefully recorded. Small issues eventually become major problems. The supervisor requests the employee to follow him. They enter a global coordination room. The room operates around the clock. The Operations Coordination Center resembles air traffic control. No employee sees the complete picture. Operations are coordinated through specialists. Technology is now as important as manpower. Information drives modern decisions. Weeks later, advanced operational training is announced. He reports to another security checkpoint. This section of the company feels completely different. The employee enters the training division. The instructors introduce themselves only by first name. Training begins immediately without speeches. The first lesson is safety. Days are spent learning equipment, handling, medical response, navigation, communications, and decision-making. Unexpected situations test adaptability. Nobody receives perfect scores. Purpose is finding weaknesses before real missions. Drivers train across varied terrain. Different departments train simultaneously. Every department trains together. The instructor draws 3 circles. People, equipment, and information depend on each other. Balance determines success. Training scenarios become increasingly complex. Humanitarian convoy exercise, embassy, evacuation, and infrastructure repair scenarios. Unexpected complications appear. The instructor asks, "Why did you choose that solution?" Every decision has consequences. Performance evaluations determine future specialization. The employee qualifies for deployment support. A new badge arrives. The deployment center is revealed. Everything prepares teams before departure. Everything prepares teams before departure. Every promotion reveals only part of the organization. Standing inside the deployment center, another mysterious hallway appears. 2 armed security officers guard an unmarked door. Even the employee's newest badge cannot open it. For weeks, the sealed hallway remains in the employee's thoughts. The same 2 security officers stand guard every day. Employees ignore the hallway completely. Curiosity is carefully controlled. The supervisor calls the employee into his office. A new badge rests on the desk. Only a silver stripe has changed. The supervisor announces deployment coordination clearance. Responsibility matters more than celebration. The employee discovers the deployment center. This is where planning becomes execution. Every movement is coordinated. Everything must fit together perfectly. One missing piece delays everything. Deployment becomes a race against time. Vehicles, medical supplies, fuel, and infrastructure constantly change. Weather, borders, and road conditions continuously evolve. Every change triggers another chain of decisions. Coordination matters more than speed. The best deployment teams work so smoothly that nobody notices. Perfect coordination is invisible to most people. Months later, another authorization expands the employee's access. The next room is quieter than any before. Large displays show encrypted communications, satellite imagery, and operational updates. This center maintains awareness, rather than commanding battles. Specialists analyze information from multiple disciplines. Every department contributes one piece of the overall picture. No individual sees everything. Sensitive information is distributed only when necessary. The guiding principle remains unchanged. Access is earned and limited. The employee begins to understand why the system exists. If one computer fails, another immediately takes over. If one communication path fails, backups activate automatically. If one route becomes unavailable, alternative plans are already prepared. Redundancy is not waste. It is survival. The employee is invited to observe a quarterly leadership briefing. The invitation is for presenting operational readiness, not becoming an executive. The boardroom is unexpectedly simple. Executives come from many professional backgrounds. Discussion centers on contracts, risk, compliance, and sustainability. The employee realizes the organization's true nature. Long-term success depends on disciplined organization. Executives ask practical questions. Every answer shapes future decisions. An executive comments on the employee's journey. The higher you climb, the less exciting it looks. Movies celebrate action. Reality rewards preparation. Preparation prevents disasters. The employee remembers the first day. The building was hiding systems, not mysteries. Every badge unlocked responsibility, not glamour. Real security depends on people understanding both what they know and what they do not know. Each organizational level supports the next. Removing one layer weakens the entire organization. The employee walks toward the exit. The same gate opens one final time. The building still appears to be an ordinary warehouse. Thousands pass without realizing what happens inside. The greatest achievement is remaining unnoticed. The strongest systems rarely need attention. The highest level of access is understanding why the doors exist.